So, in the last 72 hours, I've been contacted by several artists who have worked with George R. R. Martin before, and Penguin Random House, and even a current employee at Random House, and they've been giving me their experience with this book, how some of them were contacted for this job and turned it down, some of them knew the artist hired to do this, and even the Random House employee with inner knowledge of the work on this specific thing. And I was finishing up my video when this statement dropped. It's an update from Raya Golden, someone who has worked for George R. R. Martin for almost 15 years, and she posted this on his blog about the situation with, the Feast for Crows illustrated version and how it may or may not have used AI. Now, if you watched my last video, you'll know that I refrained from saying it is AI due to, certain issues, and I want you to know, before we get into this statement of hers, that I am once again going to employ my good friends allegedly and in my opinion. But this statement here from Raya Golden, it looks so bad. Here's the statement. Hi, my name is Raya Golden, and I manage the art direction and licensing development here at Fever River, working closely with George R. R. Martin as his schedule will allow. But I alone am responsible for approving all the licensed art that accompanies our Song of Ice and Fire book-driven materials. Recently, there have been accusations floating around that the Penguin Random House illustrated edition of Feast for Crows was produced using AI generative art. To our knowledge, and as presented by the artist who completed the work in question, there was no such programming used. While he is a digital multimedia artist and relies on digital programming to complete his work, he has expressed unequivocally that no AI was used, and we believe him. So the official word from our office is, of course, that we do not willingly work with AI generative artists in any shape or form. Okay, so, couple things here. Love the lawyers speak, because when she says that we do not willingly work with AI generative artists in any shape or form, that's pretty much them washing their hands of it, okay? Which, okay, lawyerese speak, no problem. But my sister in Christ, you're gonna sit there and tell me that you've been working for George R. R. Martin for almost 15 years, full time, and you don't know that this picture here is wrong? Not only are the characters incorrect, but some body parts are fucked up. In other pictures as well, where Cersei only has one leg, or in the Marjorie Tommen wedding pictures, there's no house banners, no sigils on any of the clothes of any of the noble houses. Nothing to identify the faith of the Seven anywhere in this. Clearly, it's just a Christian cathedral they're at. Really? What's funny is that one of the artists who did work on something George Ice and Fire related, they know you. They reached out to me and they told me they've spoken with you in the past because you were involved with the previous illustrated books as well. You did good work on those. But you're gonna sit here and tell me you somehow let through all of these generic and bad art pieces. You let them all through? Yeah, no, something's not adding up here. And in my opinion, it's quite clear that you or somebody at Random House screwed up and didn't vet these pictures, which perfectly lines up with what I've been hearing from that employee I spoke to. And this was a job that clearly, again, from what I heard, didn't have a lot of resources attached to it, and it shows. This looks bad on you. This statement looks bad on you. It looks bad on Random House for not having the final look-see on these, and it kind of looks bad on George himself that an employee of his dropped the ball so hard. I get that you're trying to save your job and reputation. Maybe you're even contractually obliged to respond to this. Sure, but this statement should have been given more thought. Funny enough, a couple of people from my last video asked me why I didn't name the artist whose job it was to do this, and first and foremost, let me be very clear, I don't want my video to be used by an internet mob to go harass somebody because they're upset. I know fully well how crazy people online can be, and again, we don't know definitively if this was AI from him or from the company covering up because they didn't put enough resources to get this whole thing through. And here's the thing, even if he did use AI, allegedly, it doesn't matter because the higher-ups, this woman here, and even people at Random House, should have looked at this and caught it. It's disgraceful that someone who proudly admits that they worked for George R. R. Martin for over 10 years is sitting there telling me they don't know, and this is basically what she's telling me, they don't know the characters in his stories that pretty much sells so well, they pay her salary. Look, I love George, but let's be real here. The only stuff from him that's really selling well, it's not wild cards, it's Ice and Fire. And all the stuff he's getting from his deals regarding his stories, they're paying her to sit there and tell me, yeah, this looks like Robb's Crown. Bro, did you even read the books? Come on, really? Sorry I'm bringing up Robb's Crown again. I actually really like The Crown, and come on, it's so easy. It's so easy to get this right. All you have to do, even if the guy did use AI, again, not saying he did, but even if he did, all he has to do is open up the fucking book, grab the description and put it into whatever program he might have allegedly used, And there you go. Couldn't even do that. But the laziness, what pisses me off the most is not even this guy doing, it's the laziness. The laziness at every level is the most egregious part, I think. This is just disrespectful, not only to George R. R. Martin himself, but also to the fans, to look at this and say, yeah, this is okay. Anyways, that's just my mini update on the matter. I have a full update video coming later on, and hope you guys look forward to it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.